Hey, welcome to the Junk Project. I'm your host, Michelle Hill, and today we have the awesome opportunity to be joined with our awesome guest, Steve Gamlin. So please, Steve, share, how do I say it? Share with us about yourself.
Thank you, Michelle. And first off, let me just say congratulations on the podcast. I'm so proud of you for all the work you've done to get this far. And I'm honored to be one of your early guests. So my name is Steve Gamlin. I am known professionally as the Motivational Firewood guy and the Vision Board guy. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach, creator of the Vision Board Mastery Learning Program. And so far, 4 books that have been published. And I'm working on 2 more for this year. So we're just getting all that good energy out there happening and helping people to see their desired futures.
I love that because the vision boards are, I'm working on that, but they're really amazing. And that's what you do is you really help people focus on those vision boards. And I'm still learning exactly how they are. Do you want to explain a little bit more?
Sure. And so many people out there, when they hear vision boards, they go, oh yeah, Steve, I went to one of those vision board parties. And I say, oh my gosh. Yeah. And again, it's kind of like resolutions, goals. It's something. Vision board parties, vision board mastery. What a lot of people do is they treat it like an arts and crafts project. They'll get together with some people, maybe have some wine, cheese, crackers, scissors, and get some magazines and cut out pictures that appeal to them, slap them on a board and think they have set their future in motion. Now, again, to a tiny, tiny extent, maybe they have. But what I do is work with people on designing the exact future they wish to create and enjoy in all areas of their life, their career, their finances, their physical health, their emotional well-being, their relationships, their ethics, morals, and values that are going to guide their entire journey, their faith and spirituality, if that's a big part of their lives, and their connection to the world in a real way, so that it's not just the guru starter kit. Like, let me get a picture of a Lamborghini and a mansion and a yacht and a private jet, slap it on a board and go, oh, my life's going to rock.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to admit,
teach people how to take those steps to get to first off, know what they really do want, why they want it, and then take the steps to get there.
So it sounds like you do more detail and way more focused on what you're going after and how to go that way and the result when you get there, which is really cool because I need to work on that. And I don't like the just slap the pictures up there and write, oh yeah, this is what I want. This is, where I'm, because you're right. There's no detail in it. There's no focus to it. It's just, this is what I want. Let's put it on the board. And this means I'm going to get it. And it doesn't actually work that way. You got to be more detailed into it. So that's really awesome. So I have some interesting questions I want to ask, if you don't mind.
Fire away.
One of them is, if you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would it say?
It would say, actually, it'd be a picture of me with my coffee mug that I had designed, which I'm never allowed to have liquid in because sometimes I tilt it over the laptop. My billboard would say, see it, be it, do it, which is the most basic way that I explain to people what I do. Sometimes
I love
people
that.
say, Steve, what do you do? I'm like, well, I create vision. They go, no, make it easy so an 8-year-old can understand it. I go, oh, see it, be it, do it.
Yeah, I'm that 8-year-old. So I love everything that's, super easy. I'll be reading books. I'm like, okay, I can't read this book. It's too complex, So I love easy. Yeah. Okay. And I have another question. So how would your family and friends describe you?
Former class clown who now takes his life and his business and his health and everything much more seriously than ever before.
I love that. I know you work out. You work out like 5 days a week, or
5 to 6 or even 7 if I don't sleep in too late on a Sunday. Yeah.
And I love your stories you post about that because it's always you after your workout. You seem to walk around in that shopping center and pick up the trash and put the carts back, and just simple things that people seem to overlook or leave out or not care, and I always think that's really neat. So I always remember that when I'm at the store, hey, park the cart. Steve's watching.
Yeah, you got me shaking my finger over your shoulder going, come on. It's a few
I
more
love it.
steps. And it's funny because I actually work out from home now. But when I was working out at the gym, I would do those big laps. And someone asked the other day, they go, Steve, how long have you been working out at home? I said, oh gosh, maybe 4 months or so, 5
Mhm.
months. They say, can you imagine how much trash in tipped over shopping carts are in that old parking lot? I go, dang, I never thought of it like that. Well, I hope somebody's picking them all up.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? In the 90s, we had invented a parking brake for shopping carts. And it was really funny because once we installed them on the stores, we were watching people take the carts, and the stores had a little hill to them, right?
Mhm.
Like going down towards the store. So they would ride the shopping carts and use the brakes to stop them. And I'm like, well, at least we know it works. I'm like, whatever. So it's just
Oh
weird.
man, yeah, crash test. I mean, now see, I weigh right now in the mid 220s, so you've got to have a really full cart for me to ride without, you see those
Tipping it.
people sometimes in the TikTok videos, they're doing the Titanic, with the arms out on the king of the
Oh,
world,
yes, yes.
and the front of the cart lifts up
Yeah,
and they slam
yeah.
down. And yeah, there's got to be, a pack of soda or a couple of gallons of milk in there to offset me these days. So
That's really funny. I love it. I
I'm
love it.
careful.
Yeah. What is your favorite book?
Oh, very easy. It's called The Go-Giver by two gentlemen named Bob Berg and John David Mann. And it came out right around 2007. And I actually met one of the authors, Bob Berg, when it came out. And I just found it so fascinating. And it's the book that has radically changed me personally and professionally ever since.
I think that's awesome. I'm always wanting to find ways to give with my business, and I always find it difficult because I'm not quite sure how to incorporate that yet. So I'm working on it. So I love getting people's feedbacks and books, and this has come up a couple of times. So I'm definitely going to have to get this book now and get your
Yeah.
books. What are the titles of your books?
My books the personal development books are 20 to Life in a Good Way, which is 20 positive quotes and calls to actions. My second personal development book was called Oh Yay, Another Quote Book. And that had 52 quotes in it, positive quote, call to action. And then one written by a little rescued Yorkie Pomeranian named Super Teddy. That was called Bust Out of Your Crate, Super Teddy's Top 20 Tips for People to Be as Happy as Dogs.
Oh, I love that. I am a dog lover.
Yeah.
I love that one. That is awesome. I had a customer one time who had a little bitty dog, and I was coming to do a removal, and I'm like, oh my God, can I hold your dog? And she's like, yeah. And I don't know where I went, but I was not there. And it was probably about 5 minutes. And she's like, hey, can I have my dog back? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. So I'm just holding the dog and kissing on it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, how embarrassing. But you know what? It makes a great story. So
Yeah. Which is, hey, I thought it was part of the removal. I was just, taking all these valuable things away and
yeah,
repurposing them.
yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna keep them, but hey, since you want them back.
Yep.
So okay, I have another one.
Mhm.
How would you describe yourself?
I describe myself as a really fun, exciting little bubble of humor, kindness, and just a deep caring for leaving as many situations per day better than I find them.
Yeah, I think that is like spot on amazing, because that's exactly what you do. Every time I see your posts, it's always inspirational, motivational, uplifting, positive. Hey, if you're doing this, stop, do this. I just think they're great. I love your posts. I love
Thank you.
them. I hate
Thank
that
you.
I'm not on Facebook as much as I'd like to be. And I miss a lot of things, I've noticed, because it's like the end of the day sometimes before I can get back on it. But
Yeah.
so another question is, what is your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal is to make a difference every single day, doing things that I love doing. It's not necessarily donating $10 million and getting my name on a building. I actually could not care less about that. My ultimate goal is to just walk through the world every day and leave it a little better behind me because I was there. Even paying a compliment to a stranger, holding a door, but also making laughter happen every day
Yeah.
is a huge goal of mine.
I love that. I call my ultimate goal jacking with people, because I love messing with them, right? So
Yep.
if I'm going to Quick Trip or something, it doesn't matter who you are. I don't even care how old you are. But if I'm walking towards the door and somebody's close behind me, I'm like, I'll race you. And they're like, what? They have no clue what's going on. And I'm like, dude, I won. So, but it just seems to cheer them up. And they're, it's just fun, right? It just, whatever mood they're in, it just kind of gets them out of it and wakes them up.
Yeah.
So what would you say you are the most proudest of?
That one's actually very easy.
Okay.
It is opening an email on June 16th, 2007 that I almost deleted as spam because I thought it was junk mail. And I realized it was from a girl named Tina that I'd gone to high school with and hadn't seen or spoken to in 21 years at that point. And it just happened to be 10 days after I wrote down in my journal, I am ready to fall in love. I'd been divorced for 3.5 years by then. And Tina and I are celebrating our 15th anniversary this June.
How awesome. How awesome. Where do y'all live?
We live in a little town in southern New Hampshire, out in the woods on a dead-end street, off another dead-end street. So we're pretty out here and it's really quiet, but luckily we have good internet. So I just set up shop out here in my recording studio in the woods.
I love it. Now, how long have you been doing like the Motivational Firewood podcast?
Well, the podcast has been around for about 12 years or so.
Oh, wow.
But I've been speaking now. This will be my 18th year.
Wow. That's amazing. That's what I'm working on getting under my belt. And I keep realizing I should quit dropping out of Toastmasters, but hey, whatever.
Yep.
I just hope people don't count my ands, ifs, buts, so.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff that happens in the real world that doesn't happen in Toastmasters.
Yeah.
People don't applaud for you the whole time you're walking to the stage in the real world like they have to at Toastmasters. I discovered that one time and I got all the way to the stage, 10 seconds of applause, 5 minutes of silence. And I said, hey, at Toastmasters, they told them to clap the whole way. So I had to run, get up.
Oh, that's funny. I love that. I love it. Yeah. I haven't gotten that far because yet I keep not showing up for the meeting. So yeah. It's all good. We'll get there.
Just take the tools in that first manual seriously. Yeah. That's all you'll ever need. And it's just like with what we do inside of Apex and our own businesses. We do the basics over and over and over. We get really good at those. And then we make them ours and put a thumbprint on it, because there are things I do and say and the way I do things that violate several major rules of Toastmasters, but I don't care.
Wow. You wouldn't think. I mean, you're a great
I get paid
speaker.
and I've won trophies breaking the rules. So I'm good. I'm just me always.
Yeah. And that, you know what, I think that's the most important. I spent so much of my life in junior high and stuff trying to be everybody else. And I'd be, oh, I like the way she looks, or I like the way she talks. And I would try and emulate that. And, it just doesn't come out the same because it's not the same. Right. So it's taken me, I don't know, a long time to get it figured out. So
just be yourself, be the most authentic version of yourself. Yep. The right people will show up and the right people will be attracted and the right people will love on you for it.
Yeah. And I love that.
Be you and find your audience. Or they'll find you. And that's just who I am.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. So what would be your favorite quote?
My favorite quote is actually from the Super Teddy book. And it's quote number 2 from the book. And it says, wake up every day and wag yourself happy.
I love that.
It just means put something positive in your head every morning. And the world is a very imperfect place. I get that. And I'm not all sunshine and rainbows and, unicorns riding rainbows and farting glitter across the sky. So what that quote means is just intentionally in the morning, put something in your head and in your heart. And of course, the food you put in you, it's going to bring you positivity. If you like to laugh first thing in the morning, you listen to something funny, a comedian, or you watch something funny on YouTube. If your faith is very important to you, then read from whatever your good book is for 5 minutes in the morning. I love to listen to motivation and classic rock when I'm working out. The first few, because I walk a mile between my basement and garage, 29 laps. I listen to classic rock and then I listen to positivity. So I wake up every day, wag myself happy. I intentionally put things in my ears, in my brain, and in my heart. They're going to start me off in a good place versus just watching the news and listening to people fight on social media.
Yeah. I had to quit watching the news a long time ago, probably over 10 years, because it was starting to drag me down, and I'm like, I can't do anything about it, right? It's one thing, I have no problem listening to problems if I can do something about it, but to listen and go, okay, I'm not in this position to do anything, I can't listen. So I had to turn that off. And like you, I love listening to podcasts and motivational stuff, and get off your butt, go do something. And
Yeah.
I loved what you said about the unicorn, because I have a dump trailer, and I'm wanting to figure out what color to paint it. And I didn't want to put my business stuff on it because I know I'm weird. I wanted to put on the back of the trailer, unicorn farts inside, stay back 200 feet. So I'm trying to figure out right now what color to paint the trailer, because I don't really want it too super girly, because I don't know if my guys are going to drive it, but that's, I think, what I want to put on the back of it is.
Well, you could do like a blue sky with maybe a couple of, gray clouds in it, and then just, a little unicorn. I mean, because blue is a guy color. It's a jeans color, which I wear jeans all the time. So you could probably get away with that. I don't know. I think it was funny driving around in a hot pink trailer, but not everybody thinks that. Put it this way, you gotta be jacked enough to be able to be cool driving it. And then if somebody gives you crap, you look at them, you go, got a problem? No. I like your trailer, sir.
That's right.
Watch out for them unicorns.
Yeah, they're vicious.
Baked beans and glitter. It's a bad combination.
I just thought that would be funny. I like telling people we are DFW's best kept secret, because I have no marketing on my vehicle at all.
Wow.
And I really do that, well, for different reasons, but one of them is I just don't think it's the neighbor's business to know what the customer is having done, or, oh, they've got all this stuff in their house, and, they're junky, or, I think they're hoarders or something like that. Yeah. So I just figured, you know what? We have referrals. That's how we're run. So
there you go.
So off this, you said you had mentioned the color. So now I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is actually purple. It's the color of royalty. And I've just always been fascinated by it, like black and purple. I was a teenager in the 80s, so there was a lot of, purple in rock star, outfits and all the videos and all this stuff. And there's a certain power to it, because it's a color that's respected, because like I said, it's the color of royalty. And my first name, Stephen, means crown, garland, or royalty. And my mom said, if you ever get famous and change your name, I'll smack you into next week. I named you for royalty. So I go with the royal color of purple as well.
I have to figure out what Michelle means. I think I looked it up one time and it said superior, and I'm like, nah, I don't like that one. That's just weird. But purple is my favorite color too. So I like it. I won't do purple hair. My husband's like, yeah, no.
Yeah. And when Tina and I first reconnected, she had the tiniest hints of purple highlights in her blonde hair, which I always just thought was so pretty. Cool.
Yeah.
She had a great stylist who did it, so you couldn't even always see it. You had to look at it just right. It was like a little secret.
Yeah.
In there. Yeah. So well, she's royalty too anyway. She's an absolute queen. She really is. I
know y'all are super close and just amazing power couple, I think y'all are. So it's awesome. So let's see. You already tell me about a time that you failed and learned from it.
That would be my when I was 34 and 35. Just all in that whole area. In the early 2000s, I made a single decision that absolutely blew up my entire life and just demolished everything I'd worked hard for.
Wow.
I was in the radio industry for 10 years. I was a rock radio morning show producer for 10 years up in New England. And I worked about 15 years worth of hours, and I owned a DJ company. So I was DJing weddings on the weekends. So I was working 6-7 days a week for years.
Wow.
And was so burned out. One day I said, I can't do this anymore. And I quit my radio career without a full-time job to go to. I just had my little part-time DJ business on the side. And that led to me getting divorced, led to me obviously having no career, took a huge financial hit. And any semblance of financial security I'd built up went away. And I realized through my own negligence that I was about $62,000 in credit card debt, in business
Wow.
loan debt at one point. So that was the big mistake. That was, the way I went about it and the rashness and not thinking in advance. Yeah, it was a mistake. And some people say there are no mistakes. They're only learning experiences. Tell you what, that was a big mistake that I would never want to do or repeat again.
Yeah.
But what it led to was me in August of 2003 hitting golf balls in a thunderstorm under power lines, barefoot in the wet grass on a hot Friday afternoon, daring God to hit me.
Whoa.
And the next day or a day after that, I was talking with my brand new life coach that I just started working with. And he says, how was your week? And I said, let me tell you what I did. And I just told the story about hitting golf balls in a thunderstorm. I just made it really funny. And he asked, you ever thought of being a motivational speaker or a stand-up comedian? And I said, I've wanted to do both most of my life. I never knew how to do it or had the guts to even try. He pointed me to a comedy class and Toastmasters. And within 3 weeks, I was attending both. Did stand up for 7 years, been a speaker for almost 18. And very happy that I made that mistake when I did, because it's taught me so much about how I operate through life now.
Yeah, I read in my devotions this morning, and I meant to take a picture, but I forgot. But it was basically saying that it doesn't matter what your mistakes are. God makes something good out of them every time, right?
Yeah.
So it really hit me this time. I mean, I read this devotional book all the time, when every day I read another page, and I'm behind as far as the date goes. I don't keep up with the dates. But I just thought, wow, this is crazy, because I don't ever look at something always coming good out of my mistakes. But when I read that, it just really hit me that it doesn't matter what I do and how I mess it up, something good is going to come out of it. And I thought, man, that's so comforting. And I don't know, it just took so much stress off me, because I'm like, okay, good. I don't care either. So this is awesome.
Yeah. We just learn and we put our best self out there. And we also go through, if you start to have the attitude of, okay, this happened, or I chose this and this, okay, what good could come out of this? Which is a much better question than just looking around going, oh my gosh, what else could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Because then the universe goes, oh,
yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me dig into my pocket and find a giant turd to throw at you. Because we get what we focus on, and you just keep looking for even that tiniest bit of light.
Yeah.
To get out. Yeah. To find something better.
I think that's just amazing. I mean, I have my personal battles as well. And sometimes I have them a lot. Lately, I haven't had them in a while. And I've really worked on teaching myself just to be optimistic and positive. So even if somebody is a horrible person or they did a horrible crime, I'll find something good, right? If it's only like, oh, he has a nice shirt, just something that teaches me to look for the positive in everything, right? And so I don't know if it's like butterflies and unicorns all the time in my world. Well, yeah, it is, but that's the world I live in. And then I pop out in reality and check out, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back in. So
yeah. Well, I just make it my reality.
Yeah.
Who's to say what the world is really like? I know right now at the time of this broadcast, there's a lot of bad things going on in the world. We've had a couple of years of very trying experiences. I get that it's all going on. I'm not sitting here going, la, 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 pretending it's not. That's all right. Okay. This is not perfect. My life's not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. What I'm going to go out there and do today is the best I can with what I've got. Now, I can't right now help people halfway around the world in really bad situations, but I can reach out to a shelter in my community and say, hey, I've got $10. What do you need?
I love that. Yeah. I love that.
We plug ourselves into good energy. And I said this the other day, because somebody gave me crap one time for not helping them in our Beach Bum Philanthropy Giving Mission 501c3. We try to help as many people locally as we can. Someone asked for help. I couldn't help, and they got mad at me. I just said, man, my heart can't bleed for everybody. I'm sorry. We're doing our best. And that's all we can do. We can't beat ourselves up because we can't help the whole world. could
Right.
just make a difference in our community. And if enough people do that, it makes a ripple, and a ripple makes a wave, and a wave crashes in goodness on a beach somewhere where it needs to land.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm working on wanting to start a 501c3. And everybody's like, well, what's it about? And I said, it's about you helping you, because I'm not here to hand out.
Mhm.
I want to help people who are stuck in that rut, but they want to help themselves and they're willing to do the work. Those are the ones I want to help. And the
Mhm.
elderly, because I love the elderly. They're fun to mess with.
They've been there, done that, and they'll probably just laugh right along with you. So
Yeah, they are just the greatest.
Yeah.
I was at a Container Store one time, and this lady, she looked like she was 80, I don't know, 70, I don't know, but her mom was with her, and her, so very old. And I go, oh my God, you're just so cute. And it just shocked her so bad. She was so nervous. She couldn't get her money out. And she's like, nobody said that to me ever. And I'm like, oh my
Wow.
God, that's horrible.
Yep.
you know? So I love the elderly because they just get to be forgotten.
Yeah.
And so my next question is, what is your superpower, or what superpower would you want?
My superpower is actually authenticity. And I say that all in capital letters in a bold font. I'm thinking like Goudy Stout, because those are big letters. Being who I am. And I shared this on stage one time. I said, look, if any of you see me in the parking lot, please come up and say, hey. If you ever see me on the street somewhere, please come up and say hi and tell me that you were here, because I'm the same person on stage, off stage, backstage, standing on the street corner, or walking down the Captain Crunch aisle at the grocery store. Same person every single place.
I love it. I love it. I really appreciate you coming on my show. You are just an amazing person, and I love being friends with you on Facebook and following everything that you're doing. And I wanted you to leave our audience your contact information so they could get in touch with you.
Sounds great. You can find me on my website at motivationalfirewood.com. Or if you just want to have a conversation and see maybe things are a little stuck in life, my calendar is stevechats.com.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Steve. I truly appreciate you coming on. You're just an amazing person. I love following you. I don't even know. You know what? Shakespeare has just run out of words for what to say for you. I had received a review like that, and that's exactly how I feel with talking with you. I mean, you're just amazing.
I am truly honored. And you are the coolest Uber driver I ever had, because at my very first live event down in Dallas for Apex, you generously offered to swing out to my sister's house where I was staying. And we had just an incredible conversation on the way to the event. You did not need to do that, but I so appreciated it. And that just speaks to who you are as well. I think you're pretty amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have an awesome day, and we truly appreciate you, Steve. And for all my audience out there, I hope you have an awesome day, and just go be awesome. All right. Bye-bye.